Yeah, I mean, tell them, you know, yeah, I really mean it. We're gonna come down, knock your fence down.
You know, we're gonna have to do something to get this area taken care of, so we'll talk a little bit more later, I guess, about it,
But I mean, that's, you know, eventually you just gotta make sure everybody knows you're serious about it. And at some point, you don't want to do that.
right, definitely do not, but we gotta get it done.
But that,
Right, so
but that, you know, that ditch or the swale.
Keith and I have a little bit more of a discussion about it, and go from there. I'll contact you once we come up with something.
Okay.
I also want everybody to, going to tell you about the WPA line, and this is that line that we've tried to get taken care of for quite some time, looking at lining it. It's critical that we get it done, and it's about $90,000 to put that liner in, is that right?
I think it was, I don't have that with me, it might have been a little over 100, I'm not really sure.
118.
That might have been the last one, Bill, this one might be a little more expensive,
Okay.
because these are the people, the liner's gonna have to be made special.
Yeah.
So it was on up there, I'm thinking it was closer to 200,000.
Great. So it's a
But
square pipe is the problem.
Yeah, and but it is longer than the last one we did. The last one was around 90, but this one is actually gonna stretch farther than that, so we're getting not quite twice the work done, but pretty close to twice the work done. And it is a square box, so that we had trouble finding somebody that'd even do it. So, and these guys, I've seen pictures of what they've done. It's actually not gonna be square, the corners will be rounded, but for the most part, it's gonna be a rounded square. So, it looks good, the ones
It's
that are
critical that we get it done though, because there's some holes in it,
it goes under structures too.
under structure.
Where's this at?
This runs from Vandeventer and Lee, the house on the corner on the southwest corner from his yard, all the way under houses to Everett, under more houses to Walnut, under more houses around to Harrison, to the church there on Harrison Street.
What size pipe is it?
It is 24 by 24, Gerald,
24 by
30, something like that. 24 by 24, 24 by 30. I think some spots are a little bit different, but generally in something like that.
Is it stopped up as well, or is it
It's not stopped up. We had done some cleaning on
just
it,
got holes in it?
and the people that are gonna line it have actually came and cleaned on it and ran the camera through it. And I've got video of it. It does have some spots on the side of it that are gone. You can see the dirt, and it's pretty bad. You can see where the wire was inside the concrete. Some places the wire has already rusted and fell down into the pipe. They're gonna have to do some cleaning on that. You can see several spots where it's been patched. They're gonna have to clean some spots out where the concrete actually protrudes into the pipe from the patches. But they're pretty confident that they can get it done. So we're waiting on City Line Water right now. They finished the box on Walnut. We got it patched back up, poured back, got the street back. They started Monday on Everett, and I was informed today that they're hoping to be done with it on Wednesday. So we will get that patched back up and poured and filled back up, and then we will contact the pipelining crew and tell them we're ready to go, and it'll be up to them after that. They said winter doesn't bother them, they can do it during the winter, so quick as they can get it done, we're gonna try to get this taken care of. And the line that the round 24-inch line we cleaned from St. Francis to Vandeventer that was 100% blocked, we found it again. Apparently when they went under Vandeventer, they raised it up over there and poured a floor over the 24-inch line, but the 24-inch line actually runs beside the WPA line that City Line Water is working on right now. It's about 10 foot from it, 10 foot south of it, 100% blocked. So we've just pretty much abandoned that one because we got the WPA line now. But it's old clay anyway, so it would take a while to clean it, and we'd probably fall apart. The other one was, that's why we were in a rush to get it lined.
But we have been working with Kidder Gas and Water on getting this stuff taken care of. And we have the stormwater tanks to help keep the rates from having to go up from the repairs and things like that. And it's been a good
Yeah.
project together.
Yeah, we've been working good with them, and like I said, they're hoping to have that done Wednesday. They had to pull off of the first one because they had a water line break, farther south of town, so that put them a little bit behind on that one, but it's all done, taken care of. And that's all I've got for stormwater, unless Victor has anything.
Maybe a little. Not much. I just wanted to let everybody know that we had, for our audit, we got our response letter done and sent in on time. We got our response from the response letter. It says we are still considered out of compliance, and we will be out of compliance until the issues are fixed. And in our first response letter, we told them we'd have it fixed by December 31st. I have talked to the stormwater engineer, and we are working on that. So fingers crossed that we'll get it done by December 31st.
All right, industrial, senior citizens. Hospital.
I've renewed contact with a couple of hospital companies and talking to them sometimes as many as 6 times a day. And we're working towards coming up with some solution.
Good.
As soon as I have something, though, gonna have a hospital committee meeting.
Okay. We don't have anything under unfinished business. Jennifer? Oh, there she is. Okay. All right, under new business, we have what is it? Jennifer
Bacon.
Bacon. Okay. I wasn't coming up with that, so. Come on up.
All right.
From the Community Forest and with Department of Conservation.
Good evening.
Hello.
I'd say this is the most lively city council meeting I've seen so far. I feel like I was going to go tailgating or to a party. Thank you so much for the invitation to be able to come tonight. My name is Jennifer Bacon, and I'm a community forester with the Missouri Department of Conservation. And I also work in the realm of community conservation, and that's why I asked to be here, and I'm very glad that I was able to be put on the agenda this evening. So just to give some background about who I am as a community forester, I'm out of Cape Girardeau, and I work in a 16-county region, and I work with communities throughout these regions to talk about tree care, tree management, planning, development, working with boards, working with city leaders, working with school systems, and working with people in the community to basically talk about good tree health and sustainability, making good species selections, hazard risk assessment, how do you integrate green infrastructure with the gray infrastructure that we have, and how do you make that compatible in many different ways. We get a lot of sick tree questions, get a lot of questions from a lot of different communities. But I'm also here just to talk to you about the realm of community conservation, and that goes beyond the realm of just trees, even if I said that an asset, and obviously I find that very important. But from the department, I mean, we're about fish, forests, and wildlife, and I could say our mission statement and all that good jazz. But when it comes down to it, some of the things that they've really started to look at with the department is looking at how do we start targeting some of the things that we do in rural areas, but how do we start engaging different communities? And a team of us within the region kind of looked at some of the communities that we had in our region and said, where do we not have some presence, and where can we make ourselves known? Where can we work with people so we can understand some of the needs, some of the services, some of the dynamics that happen in your community? And really the boot heel is an optimal place that we looked at. There isn't a lot of public space around here. We don't have a lot of presence down here. So how can we change that dynamic? And so this is my first step, just to say, here's what I am, and here's kind of some of the missions about being able to connect people with nature and work within a meaningful way and a relevant way for you guys within your community as well. I did take a day by myself, and since I'm a tree person, I just wanted to get a sense about some of the things that were going on. I looked at some of your parks, I looked at your schools, I looked at some of your streets, and that just kind of gave me some background information as to where are good planting opportunities, or maybe where are some challenge spots, or what are some really great things that you find are a really good service to folks. What do folks need here? What do they want here? And so I know there's been some history. I know our agent Eric has been in the community for a long period of time. I know we always have a booth at the Delta Fair, and that's always been a good connection. And that's how I got to know Dr. Chancellor Wayne was at that, which was a really cool situation. And also I know that your city has also applied for a land conservation partner grant to make a walking pathway at Indian Park. And so I had also spoken on the phone and met Jan McElrath, your resources coordinator, as well. And so, you know, how are things that I can build upon that with you guys? Looking at community health, looking at special events. And even though I'm in the realm of forestry, there's a team of us down here that have a lot of different services and expertise. So if we're talking about integrating into your schools, we have Discover Nature Schools where we work with the educators and we work with students to try to apply some of that stuff to a curriculum. As an example, we have a fisheries biologist that does Discover Nature fishing and gets people out and doing fishing clinics. And one of the things that actually even Chancellor and I had discussed was how do we increase access and connectivity. We talked about some of those public spaces around here, you know, and there's a conservation area down the road. Is there a way that is something compatible for maybe something that we could offer, a cost share program, technical services, something that really just bolsters some of those opportunities and things that we can help Kennett? I know it's a really hard step to do sometimes, and when you have things like a fire department that's needing a new building and 27-year-old trucks that have large budgetary